Vishaka, can we start?
So I'm so sorry. I was speaking since quite some time. I didn't realize that I'm on mute. I'm really sorry. Okay, so good morning and welcome everyone to the last day of our certificate course on moral values that matter, life skills, and ethics and real world decisions. So, we welcome our resource person, Mr. Mahendra Kapadia, who is an empowerment and life coach and a motivational speaker. And just an information announcement, like there are some important instructions to be shared towards the end. So, students, stay till the end today because this is the last session. And now, to begin with, I invite Dr. Vinay Pandit, convener, Professor Dr. Vinay Pandit, convener and Head Department of Mathematics, to introduce our today's resource person. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishaka. Good morning, everyone. It is my proud privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Mr. Mahendra Kapadia. Sir's education qualification is BTech from IIT Mumbai. He has done postgraduate in management studies from JBIMS. He has done MSc in counseling and spiritual health from Annamalai University. Sir has enabled many CEOs, senior executives, entrepreneurs, owners, and professionals to improve organization-wide creativity, engagement, and productivity levels using the most powerful tool that is a man has, his mind power. Thanks to his passion to empower people for superior performance. To his credit, basically, he has core of his sessions, which are basically 30 plus of years of corporate experience in industry, narrating real life stories and interactive approaches. His focus areas are rising creativity and innovation through easy mind power techniques, empowering executives to manage uncertainty in business, engaging executives emotionally to reduce attrition, executive stress, health, and well being. There are unique highlights, basically, insights of the SIR, where people are powerful bundles of ideas and energy. Mindset changes helps one get rid of self-limiting beliefs, become a positive and a creative thinker, and develop qualities of courage and assertiveness. Sir has many specialized training certifications and published many books to his credit. He is also a keynote speaker and coach nationwide and internationally. Sir, we are very fortunate to have you, sir. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Vinay Pandit. And thank you, Professor Vishaka ji as well. Very happy to meet the young people, young youth of our country and youth of our Mumbai city through the Lala Lajpat Rai College of Commerce. So it's wonderful to have you and an opportunity to really interact with you. So I'm so grateful to all of you. So shall I go ahead with our session now, madam? Okay.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. All right. So let me first of all address, we have almost 131 young students from Commerce College, I believe from the first year, second, am I right? First year Commerce, as well as some from the second as well as third year.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. And that gives us a great opportunity because the topic that we are talking is not as if we need to possibly learn. Actually, we have already learned through our childhood. It's not new. Ethics is not known. We all know quite a bit, or rather a lot of it we know. We have been taught by our parents, by our teachers, by everybody who are our well-wishers, including our own close friends, and neighbors. So we know a lot. And one big realization which I want to share with you, that there is nothing great about ethics. We all practice almost 99% of the time. So you are all doing wonderfully well on ethics and moral values. The question comes when you are cornered by a friend or by somebody, and that is the time when you have to make a decision that should I expose myself, or should I take a chance, or should I take risk, and or I may fail. And that is the time when you get into a real life situation, and that puts you on the spot, and then you tend to possibly think that let me not be straightforward, let me get angry, or let me tell a little lie here and there. So you take a chance to save yourself from the real life situation. But 99% of time, I must tell all of us, really, that we all perform absolutely ethically, and we are proud of that. And if one of our friend or brother or sister is not doing that, we are going to tell him or her that why are you doing this. So that's the kind of level of our ethics. So this is only a kind of a professional in a corporate setup, or wherever you are going to work with the people, whether in your own business or with the corporates or whatever that work you are going to do. This setting requires a little bit of background, because you work with many people, and what you do affect not only the your own self, but it also affects your company's performance, your colleagues' performance, your customers, and whoever other people who are interacting with for the corporate, for the job related activities. They also get affected, and it can impact the corporate performance. Ultimately, it will ultimately impact the corporate profits and loss, and image of the company, and image of yourself when you meet those customers or vendors or other colleagues next time. So the focus of our today's session is professional ethics and the workplace values. So we are more going to focus on the corporate environment. But let me tell you one more thing, that we are only one human being. So if I start practicing something, it will cut across my whole life. Meaning, even if I am at home with my friends or wherever I am going to still, exhibit the same personality. So if I tend to be very righteous and then I'm going to be righteous in all my dealings, right? I'm going to take a chance with little bit of lie here and there. Then it is not that I am going to do it only one place. I am going to do that even at the workplace also. I'll do it in my family also. I'll do it with my friends also. So it is as if you are creating your own an image, and that is remembered by everybody whom you interact, and they'll remember how you interacted in the past. So you are creating your legacy as you interact with people. So this is the kind of a little background. So let me move ahead with our I have a presentation which I thought I must share with you. So okay, let me.
It was visible, sir.
It is visible. I am only trying to
No,
get
now
the full
it's
full
not.
screen. What do you see now?
Yes,
You are still seeing the other one, right?
I can see your entire PPT.
Yeah.
If you click on that glass, now it's gone. You want me to share, sir?
Uh, okay. Maybe that is the best way to do that as well. Or let me try just once more. I think
Uh, sure,
one,
sure.
1 second.
It's visible.
Yeah, visible, but not the full thing,
Done,
right?
done. Full screen. Now full screen.
Full screen you can see.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Can you see full screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, professional ethics and workplace values. So I must really be grateful to Lala Lajpat Rai College of Commerce and Economics for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with the youth of your college. I must thank you, Professor Pandit, as well as Professor Vishakha. And it's a wonderful way to really expose all of you on the subject of ethics and moral. You had a session for almost about 5 to 6 days, I think. So that's great. Now let's look at the ethics and values. Ethics, uh, there are all possibly point in the same direction, which means that we must be right. I mean, this is an approach that we must develop in our own mind, that we got to be right whatever we do, wherever we are, whether at office, at home, with our friends, because the right approach is always beneficial to not only me, but also to the people around me. And ultimately, when others benefit, they'll again come back to me. So I develop my goodwill. I develop a good network of my friends who bank upon me, and whom I can also bank upon them. So it's always good to follow a righteous approach. This is the first message that I would like to say. Very wonderful statement which Albert Einstein gave. I think he says beautifully, try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. What is trying to say? That don't cut corners. If you don't follow value, you understand. What I mean is goodness. Values, when we say, I'm sure you know by now because you have had a number of sessions. So always focus on the values, the goodness in your behavior, in your thinking, in your approach, with the work that you do. The success is bound to happen. If you cut corners, you are actually cutting out your success. So this is a very wonderful quote by Albert Einstein. I thought I must share with you all. Let's get into why professional ethics. Now, at your age, maybe you are not yet exposed to the corporate world, but it is essential for building a very, very positive, healthy work culture, which you know by now, because with your friends or family members, also this helps. The other element there is the fast-paced work environment, because there are so many people working on the subject related to what you are doing, and so many activities happening. There are so many goals being, you are pursuing a particular goal, somebody else is pursuing a goal, and there are some deadlines. So ultimately, what you do, if you succeed in a small task that is given to you, then it benefits the others, then you are helping others to continue with their goals. But if you fail somewhere, a small little task, let's say you had talked to a customer or somebody, let's say a vendor, let's say customer for ease, and if it does not call you back to give that information, the next department who is going to work with you, work with your information, he is now waiting. So the way you had interacted with the customer, if that has not helped the customer to respond in time, then ultimately not only your goal is not achieved, some of your colleagues who are dependent on that information or depending on the information that you are going to pass on to him, he can't move forward. So ultimately the whole department's performance get affected, their deadlines get affected. So ultimately the particular task gets delayed and the profitability of the company gets delayed. The second is your trustability. You know, when you are following ethics, professional ethics with your colleagues in the company or with the, hello, is that all right? Everything going on well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So it will lead to more trustworthy, reliable workplace culture. So what it means is that you are very much familiar with your people, and the culture supports you, culture supports everybody, all are working with the positivity. There is a lot of bonhomie amongst each other, and that takes you forward and takes everybody forward. You are then respected, valued, supported. So ultimately the result is full potential. Okay, good collaboration amongst your colleagues, with the vendors, your customers, and the support and guidance helps everybody in the department and in the company to perform. So what are the values now? I think this is, maybe it's a little bit of repetition. You might have heard already from a number of your past sessions, but as I said, it's all we learn through our teachers, parents, and everybody, and it builds your character. So today, value we may not know too much, but character everybody understands. So whatever is our character, that is really standing in front of everyone. When we stand in front of him, they know that how good is this person, right? If we have, I'm sure with a lot of you, uh, you know, amongst your friend circle, you know each other very well. How good is the person? How is the character? Who is how much reliable, right? Whom you can depend on. So all this is very easily right, but that also means that the concerned person is following certain good values. The values could be timeliness, the values could be honesty, or values could be, like, for example, being very, straightforward. So some of those things are visible in your character. Now, so this is also called motive power, because you will behave only the way you are following your values. So even if suppose you want to be always righteous, then you will not be able to speak a lie. So that's what I call motive power. The values will drive you. And when you are telling something, truthful, it is your belief about that particular value that you practice is the driving force. So values are your driving force. So if you're following something, let's say wrong values, right? Let's say reaching late in the class or reaching late in a meeting when you meet a friend, then if that has become a habit, that is your value, that you don't mind getting late, you don't mind delaying somebody else. So that is your sort of a belief, and that is your value which you imbibe. So it will always make you get delayed. So that's your motive power of reaching, always delaying, wherever you are going. So that is what I mean is motive power. So it's always very essential that you develop this habit. Now you need to have that power to change. We'll talk about how to change later on, but yes, you have to change if you are having certain not so good habit, a particular one or two habit. You may be very good in many other habits, but say one or two habits you are not so good, then that motive power will always make you or kind of a wrong impression. So you need to correct, and that correction will require some efforts. We'll talk about it later on. So I think this is what generally, then coming to the ethics. Ethics are something specific that you will be required to follow in a company. So the company will have their code of principles, ethical code, and they would inform you in advance when you work for a company, let us say, right? Like you're at home, you have a code of ethics. Your mom or dad would say you must reach home by 10 o'clock, right? No, don't delay. That's the ethics followed by your family, your parents. Similarly, company would have their own ethics, reaching on in the morning, leaving at what time, how you should conduct with your colleagues, how you should conduct with the customer. You must respect each other. You must respect the bosses. A lot of those kind of. So these are the code of principles. Also, how righteous you should be when you share information. You must be truthful. You must be honest. All of these code of principles are normally conveyed. If not conveyed, you must request your immediate superior that let me know what are the code of this our company about the ethics, right? So that is the kind of ethics are specific to a particular company, right? Ethics are also specific to you, right? Your own. Okay, we go to what are the pillars now? Now this is very important in a professional ethics. So the key is integrity. One of the important word, though not many people, I think it's not a very easy word to understand at times. So integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. This is a very tough test, right? Let's say in your exams, no one is watching. If you're watching, you are doing perfectly answering exam questions. If nobody is watching, what are you tempted to do? What are you going to do? Now that is, if you are not following your own, sort of answering without taking help of anything, then you are following the ethics of integrity. If you are breaking there, then that means you are not following the integrity. Now this situation, similar situations will come in the corporate world, right? For example, you are traveling by a taxi, right? Or you are for a meeting, and you can claim, of course, for the taxi fare if you have traveled by taxi fare. But suppose if you are traveling to that particular customer's office by train and you haven't spent on the taxi fare, what are you going to do? Now that is where when nobody is watching, nobody knows anything, what are you going to submit your bills for? That will show off your integrity. Will you claim the taxi fare? It is going to cost about 300 rupees. Or you are going to say, no, I have not traveled by taxi. I'm going to claim maybe 30 rupees of my train fare. So that's then you are following integrity. Coming next to the accountability, taking ownership of your results, both wins and losses. So what are we going to do? You are given a task. Let's say in your college itself, you may be participating in number of activities. There are cultural activities, a lot of clubs and all. So when you take up a task, you own a task, which means the quality, performance, the timeliness, right? Keeping your colleagues, your team members in a positive mood. That is all your accountability. Are you doing that? That means you are accountable. You are doing a good job. But if you are breaking, you're not doing so well, then you need to improve on that front. Even if you lose somewhere, you have to agree for the loss and say that, yes, somewhere I blundered. And you must tell your professor or whoever that, yes, it was my mistake and I got to learn. I will take care in the next time. So accountability means next time I will not repeat the mistake. So that is called accountability. Confidentiality, you know very well. I think a lot of our information in the personal level, even at the corporate level, this is all supposed to be confidential and I'm not supposed to share. So keep whatever information. I mean, the good practice in the values and the ethics is that I don't share even my friends' confidential information. Any confidentiality. That's a great personality. That's a great attitude that you should develop. Never share, no gossiping. Even gossiping usually tend to use somebody's information, negative information, and sharing to others. No, that's not a good practice. Never share wrong things about anybody, bad things about anybody. Yes, you should be happy to share good things about everybody. Professionalism is where how you are seen by others, simply from your conduct, from your dress or whatever it is. So you must appear very professional, so that nobody takes a shortcut with you, nobody start disrespecting you, right? So that's because you made a beginning by either your dressing habits, your speech, very what do you say, casual speech. Then somebody will take a liberty and may insult you, may they use loose words with you. That's because you gave the signal. So that's the way you should. And so the key of all of our session going to be, throughout the session, always be positive, always be righteous. Now this you must ingrain in your mind, and that will take you to places in your life. Let me tell you, your professors will like you, your friends will appreciate you, your presence. Wherever you are, people will welcome you, they want to meet you, they want to learn from you. So keep this approach always with you. Integrity, I just want to elaborate a little bit more, because integrity is the foundation of all. Because as I said, it's the king of ethics. So always give balanced self-description. So when you talk about yourself, never overstate. Okay, be very balanced. Give a balanced view. Never understate also. Be confident of what you are, be confident of your knowledge, confident of your personality, confident of your achievements in your college, in your school days, or in future, whatever you do. But give a very confident view of yourself without overstating, without showing your pride or in any manner. Then comes the acknowledged strengths and weaknesses. Yes, we all have strengths, but we all have some weaknesses. And nobody is there without any weakness, right? Everybody has some weakness. So nothing wrong in declaring. In fact, in today's culture, we welcome somebody saying he's, accepting his weakness right up front. Why? Because that means he's honest. Suddenly our image in, his image in our front will be very high, because he say, oh, this man is so honest about his personal life or his corporate life. So weakness, always never worry about. If required, you may share. This is what is my problem. Be who you are. Yes, again, very frank, very easy going, easy in the sense open to your opening yourself, very easy to converse, easy to talk to, right? Then the benefit of this is that people will start approaching you. You become more approachable, because you are not carrying ego, you are not carrying any false pride. Then people will come to you. Then ultimately you start becoming a leader. So the leader has to be approachable. If nobody can approach a leader, then naturally you are not a leader. You are possibly maybe a so-called a boss or whatever. Leader means he must be easy with all the team members, and team members must be easy with the leader. Easy. Similarly, your friend can forgive you if you. Now, this is one more good example. If it is your mistake, and if you sort of explain it, then he'll forgive you. But if you have misrepresented something, you have given a false statement, then you have breached the trust of your friend. Now, this is something major, and I'm sure you know by now that when you break the trust of a friend, of anybody, then you pay for it, because you will have to work very, very hard to earn that trust back. And this is more so in a corporate setup, because if you lose the trust of your boss or some of your core colleagues, then it's very difficult for you to work with them. You're very difficult to prove your point, because you are not taken on your words, because your words have always very often have gone back, right? So integrity, ultimately this sums up the one word. All of this is integrity. So be very straightforward, be honest, be clear, and that keeps you very standing tall in front of your company, wherever you are going to work in future, with your bosses, with your professor, with your friends, and with your at home as well. Yeah, now let's look at the values. What are the values that we can have? Now, we talked of ethics, which are more fundamental to the corporate, the company. Here, this is more left to the individual, where I must develop my attitude, my certain specialities, we call values, which are values are also individual. We are talking of individual. So, for example, diligence is a value. Now, what it means is hard work, focus, quality in every task. So this is what I have to imbibe myself. If I'm not doing, then I must work repeatedly. Then I will develop that diligence. So if I'm poor in diligence, I must consciously try and then work on that diligence. Next, let's say fairness. So treating everyone equally, making very merit-based decisions. Call it collaboration. So willingness to work together, share knowledge, right? This is where you will need to do even in your college activities. There's a lot of collaboration. A lot of your friends, even your project work you have to do in a group of 3 or 4 people, right? So, and so is the innovation. Now, innovation is a major key in today's world, where the corporates have to face the creativity. You got to go back always to the market customer with something new. Otherwise, competitors are coming and they will seize the market. So you got to be always on your toes, be in front of your subject, right? Whatever that you are focusing, you are specializing on, creativity must be in your top list of efforts, and that only will take you to the for your further growth and for your future betterment. Yeah, I think on values I would like to say a little more, because what are these values? You all have already so many values. Let me say that you all have so many values, and in that case, I'm going to summarize few of these which we all have within us. We always like to be honest, pure, given most of the situation. We always like to be peaceful. We'll get angry or agitated only when somebody creates trouble. So this is my nature to be peaceful. This is my nature to be loveful. I always like person in everywhere, whether in my traveling in a train, or I will always be nice to everybody. Love means nice wherever with the friends. Wherever I am with my parents or my brothers, sisters, or close friends, I love them. I say them, I love you. So love is very easy in a natural course of time. Similarly, I'm always happy, right? Only a situation may create a problem. That time I am unhappy. Otherwise, I'm in a happy-go mood. How do I taste that? Every day morning when I get up, I'm always in a happy mood. So that's my normal self. So that's my natural self. Similarly, wisdom. I always like to work with wisdom. I have good knowledge of every situation, and I always like to be, working with with wisdom. Then power is what is a power here? Power is, I think, in simple term, we call it Shakti. We all are powerful. We all feel we are, Shaktishali. So that's the kind of power. We can achieve anything. We can do everything. That's our inbuilt within our system. We can do that. Obviously, it is based on the knowledge and skill that we have learned. But having learned that, there is a huge power that which is accumulated in us. And when all of these are working so well, we really feel blissful. So this is something innate within us. You don't have to learn all these things. It's within us. So the sum total of this is why I say this, because we are blessed. We are born with all these kind of values. So we can say this is all given to us by the Almighty. Point is, we must work towards utilizing this. And especially in a negative situation, I must think for a while, pause for a while, that should I get angry with this person? Should I tell a lie? And that's where all of this come into picture, because then your conscious will tell you, no, I want to be honest. Your conscious will tell you, no, I want to be peaceful. Your conscious will tell you, no, I want to be happy. I don't want to get carried away into this unnecessary situation. Let me relax. So this is the kind of thing. Only what you need to do is, even if that situation is a little uncomfortable, take a pause for a second or two. Don't react immediately. Go slow in your response, right? And you will immediately realize that, no, let me not get into unnecessary trouble with this in this situation. And that will take you places. That will make you a good team member, a good leader, a good performer in your college, good performer wherever you are, everywhere, including at home. So we move to the next. Yes. So this slide, I just wanted to highlight that when you make a mistake, it is always good to say sorry, and seek forgiveness, or say sorry and start as if, you are going to correct. That's why, the situation of being very heartful sorry is always beneficial. Another is when you give. Now, give, what I mean is, in a given situation, you are going to, let us say, be silent, not respond with anger. That's called giving. So by giving in a moment to somebody, even if he has created a trouble, don't really respond. That will always help you ultimately. Right. Coming to the negative side, if you have broken the trust, that is like, you can imagine the situation. There are two, it's a between two of you, you have already created a crack. It's very difficult to fill in that crack. Right. So we should not get into such a situation. Be careful. Next, we look at the power of mind. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, right? Now, the fact is that you all know this, but the mind is the only power that we have. When I say I am very knowledgeable, I perform very well in my college and school and everywhere, who is performing? It is your mind who is performing. So you got to take care of mind. Now, how do you take care of mind? You got to keep him friendly. Mind is like a child, right? He'll do what you tell him. But if you don't give any clear instruction, he will be a naughty child. He'll create, it likes to create trouble in the surroundings. So make a best friend, make him a best friend, take care of him. If it starts feeling agitated, take a little bit of time and don't, sort of have silence for a while, and let your mind cool down so that he becomes again your friend. So allow the mind to cool down. That's the best way to handle your mind. Yeah, let's move forward. This is what I wanted to just highlight, because when you talk of values and ethics, you are going to look at various people and you are going to respond. So the question is, whatever you see, if it is negative, you are going to absorb into your psyche. You are absorbed into your, yourself, your conscience, and you will remember that person again as a negative person. Best is to don't bother about the negativity of other person, ignore, right? You imagine that the person is having a bad time in the day, maybe his day has begun very badly, so he's angry with you or he's not talking to you. So just let go of that. Don't take it to your heart, because the more you think about it, you will brand that person as a negative person, and your interaction in future will be affected. So the key is, as you sow, you heard of this before, as you sow, so shall you reap. So in our day-to-day life, everything what we see is, maybe there was a seed I have laid before in the past, and so somebody is responding to me badly. So in your values and ethics, when somebody, comes up to you in a little negative manner, you must consider that it is his problem, and don't take it seriously. You rather take care of him and rather help him to come back to normal. So key lies again in be positive. Always be positive. This is the key word as far as our session is concerned. Some of the dilemmas when you will face this, you get into a situation which is difficult. They are gray area, right? Whether in your interaction with your friends or even in the corporate world. So the best way is there is a mirror test, as we call that. Will I be able to look at myself in the mirror tomorrow in a straight eyes, or I am going to feel guilty? Then that is the dilemma where you should not go. We should not opt for that situation where you will feel guilty. So go always for a righteous situation. Similarly, there are other tests like headline in the newspaper or wherever, if it were to come. So some of these dilemmas you can check in your life. I wanted to briefly talk. We are of course going to have limited time. So if you fail in your values and ethics, then many companies have gone into problem. Many companies had wound up. For example, Satyam Computer had to wind up because their founder, of course, some other employees of various companies also helped him in all this. So those who assisted in doing wrong, as well as the owners, those 8 plus 2 people were behind bar for 3.5 years, and there was a huge penalty running into lakhs of rupees. So these are the risks of breaking the ethics of the company. Similarly, there is a case of an ICICI Bank CEO. She herself is performed. You see the bank growing so well. She did wonderful job, but for some small little situation where her husband's company was there, she kind of broke the trust of her management, and she gave some undue loan to another customer. Finally, she had to resign from her position as a CEO, and the case is still going on for last 6 years. And she is no more with any corporate as a CEO. So she has lost her, a big position from a big company like ICICI Bank. And along with her, of course, there are many other assistants to supporting staff who has also paid heavily. So these are the cost of playing with your values and playing with the corporate ethics. Similarly, this is a good case of Taj Mahal Hotel, where in Bombay there was a terror attack in 2008. And the employees of the Taj Mahal Hotel looked after the guests, looked after the customers, Indian as well as foreigners, and they tried to save them. And of course, few of them lost their lives. But ultimately, the Taj Mahal Hotel name is, in fact, it started shining even more. And of course, Mr. Ratan Tata has also looked after the employees so well thereafter. And today, the Tata company as a group, worldwide is respected the most among all the companies in India, because it is a most ethical company. It is more responsible company. It looks after the customers, looks after all aspects of humanity as well. So this is something which we got to do, that if we perform well, if we perform positively, the society, the company, the bosses, everybody is going to reward you hugely, right? So that's the power of being positive, being righteous, being ethical, right? Yes, you got to manage the conflict of interest in such cases, right? Conflict of interest means personal gain versus company's benefit. Data privacy is another information in today's times, because everything is based on the data. When somebody reports your wrongdoing, then you report somebody's wrongdoing. There is you can do that, and company welcomes you to report anything that you know about some wrongdoing in the company, because you are helping the company. And it's always the fair competition, and merit will keep you always on the top of the list. I think this is another thing which you must know. Dissatisfaction, if you are not taking care of it, you will not be respected by the bosses. Then you will not get promoted. You will not be happy in the company. You will be dissatisfied. You will leave the company. But if you have a similar habit, in the next job also, you will face the same problem, right? If you are a boss, you are not going to like an employee who is not performing well, right? So this is the same situation. Similarly, the complaints can be more lack of trust among people. These are the signs of where the values are not followed. Okay. This is an important, I think one more I thought is a good uh, uh, a kind of a, let us say, a precaution. Falling down is an accident. So even when you fail, or even if you made a mistake sometime, don't worry about one mistake, because you openly explain that you have made a mistake and you have possibly made a loss. You have, it has caused a loss to the company, but you prepare yourself with a lot of other things and a lot of your knowledge, lot of your efforts, lot of your commitment, determination, and say, I am going to take extra care, and then I am going to, continue to perform better. And the bosses will respect you, bosses will welcome you, your friends and colleagues will welcome you. So this is where, so ultimately I would suggest, the key lies in where what your heart says you must do. So the top heart is your heart, but when you're working with others, they also have hearts. They also have hearts. They'll also feel bad if you insult them, if you talk to them with anger. So always before the work, keep your work on a heart-to-heart basis, that everybody you got to take care, then they will take care of you as well, right? I think this is where, so it's a daily practice. Every day you got to be reminding yourself that I am going to be following a very, very positive approach. Always be positive, as I said. That's your keyword. That's your tagline for your lifetime. And you will not repent for it. Let me tell you that. Just for you all, I think so many of you are here today. So I would like to give a kind of a homework for you, that one core value you must champion for the next month. Whatever that you like. Maybe you want to be honest, then remind yourself on a daily basis, I want to be honest, and take care that you follow that particular value for the whole month. So we are almost toward the February, so let's say till the March, at least the third week, fourth week, right? Similarly, you may take any of your, whatever you like, any value, courage, cooperative, being cooperative, hardworking, all of any of these values. So I would request, so I hope you want to, I don't know whether you are unable to give answers. Can they give answer yes to this?
So they can put it in the chat box for sure. And if they want to comment, they can raise their hand. I'll unmute them.
Yeah, so yes, I would request you to say yes, and to which particular value that you are going to do that. So I think you must go ahead and put your answers in the chat box, right? I think that, yes, that is where. So let me, with the closing, I say your talent gets you in the door, wherever you are, even in your college, various programs, or in your company in future. It can get you in the door, but your character will only help you to keep you in the room. Otherwise, yes, otherwise it's a very negative effect. So always keep your character, which means your value and ethics, always upfront in your mind, so that you are always wanted by everybody wherever you are. You are liked by everybody for good things, right? So, okay. I think maybe I should first let me see how the answers to everybody is coming to the chat box. Yes, I'm not seeing any, not needed to post.
Students,
Yes.
you can post your answers in the chat box. Okay, there is one Afrin has put, caring. Others also. You can post any value of your choice also.
Yeah, you must put caring. I see only one person has seen. Please go ahead, be bold enough. This is what I said. This is the time for you to start practicing ethics and commit yourself. I want to be ethical from today onwards. And that will, yeah, very nice. I see Chirag saying honestly, yes. Afrin said caring. Please go ahead. Yeah, put Go ahead. Be free with yourself. You are telling something good about yourself, so nothing to worry about. Please go ahead. I have how many students? 189 students. So, hello. I'm waiting for your response, dear friends. Politeness. Who is that? Mahin saying being confident. Very good. Siddhi said politeness. Yes. Kashish said kind. Very good. Yes, we said positive thinking. Wonderful. Trustworthy. Very powerful. Wonderful. Yes. Be honest. Shakti saying. Sheikh saying. Okay, sorry. Wonderful. So I think good. I'm sure you will do all this and it will help you in your own way. And so please go ahead and do it. In the meantime, I will just share one more thing about here is something which you may benefit. You know, the year has just begun, not to hardly just about a 1.5 month past. This is a book which I wrote. I'm not marketing the book, but I want to just tell you the power lies within each of us to be reborn, right? Whatever you are at this age, maybe you are about 18-year-old or whatever it is, whatever you have been a great achiever, you have been a modest achiever or whatever you are, or you are a shy person. Many of you may feel that like that, but you have a power to be reborn. And that power is with you. How? Because I told you, your mind is the main driving force. And I told you those 7 powers of being right. You're blessed with 7 powers. So you are always a loveful person, peaceful person. You're always a powerful person. So you have all those virtues with you. So never feel that you are not a powerful person. Never curse your fate that I'm blessed, I'm born like this. No. Now, today, you got to take a charge of your life, take control of your life and say, I want to be reborn. Yes? You want to say something? Who wants to respond in the chat box? Please go ahead and tell me, I want to be reborn. Yes? Let me see who wants to be reborn today with the new values, new self. Who wants to be new self? So please say reborn. Let me see who all want to be reborn. Who wants to be reborn? Please go ahead and say reborn. I want to be reborn. Let's say how many of you are keen to be reborn? Meaning you want to change yourself. What I'm saying is you want to change yourself. Yes? None. I can't believe this. I'm sure there are many of you who are very, very committed to.
There are 4, 5
have come back.
in the chat box.
Yeah, rebound. Yes, reborn. No, sorry. I'm telling you, reborn. Let me correct this. Reborn. It is reborn. You have to be reborn.
I did that.
Like
sir.
this. Okay, reborn. You are born. You have to be reborn. Yes, reborn with a new self, new personality, new goal, new achievement, new potential. That's called reborn. Yes, I want to be reborn. So wonderful. I see a lot of them. Sherina, Shivam, Purna, Mahin, right? Krishna, a lot of you parts. Very good. Wonderful. So I think this is where the key lies for our session. So yeah, I think I have completed my session. I think so. Thank you, all the friends. Best wishes to all of you. And any questions that you want to ask, please let us go ahead with that. If there are any questions, please go ahead.
Okay, Vaishnavi, I guess you can unmute yourself as you are a co-host. I'll still send your request. Yeah, okay, good.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
So my question is, how can we stay honest and ethical at work when there is pressure to meet targets or deadline?
Yeah, Vaishnavi, is it? Vaishnavi is raised the hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. See, when the goals are there, targets are there, your first job is to tell the boss. If you think your target is too stretch for you, right? And then you must tell your superior, immediate boss, so whoever is there, your team leader, that what do you want me to do? Right. Now, his response will be, he may be positive, or you can explain that I'm doing this, and I can achieve, let's say, instead of his target is 150, you are saying I can achieve 125. Now the question is, you have a reason to explain. So you got to be frank in explaining. You are not cutting corner. So these are something that you can also clarify upfront, right? Now, if the superior immediate boss has something to tell you to cut corners, I don't think anybody will like to say that, but yes, be transparent. And if that is the kind of situation, you can always you should be able to convince him. That's the key, right? Because if you are doing your best, right, you can always say that with the current resources available, or with the current other activities that you are doing, so many other things you may be doing also, right? Then this is what you do. The other way to explain is that, okay, do you want to change the priority? Okay, we'll keep that assignment for the next week. This week I will continue to do this. I'll focus more time on this particular activity. I can achieve 150. So somewhere, you got to reason out, explain to your immediate boss in that case. Does that explain?
Okay, so thank
Does
you.
that give you answer, Vaishnavi? Yeah. Right. Any other?
Yes, sir. There is one question from Afreen. It's in the chat box. What are the practical steps to stay motivated after failure?
Yes. Yeah. I agree. I think it's a very powerful question. Very, very, very wonderful question. When you are failed, yes, it brings a kind of a negativity in you, because you start questioning your own abilities, right? You are not feeling confident. There are people around you who are looking at with you with a doubt of your ability. So the key question to that, the way to look at yourself is that you look at your history, right? And you will see that you have achieved so many great achievements. You have handled many, many difficult situations. You got to recall. So what I'm telling you is that you recall your memory of your achievements of your past. So at those moments, you should be recalling your positive moments of your life, your some achievements. So that will pep you up. That will lift your morale, and you can stand in front of others because you are confident again. Because you tell yourself that I have achieved in the past, and I can achieve again in this, maybe next time. This was some mistake or something that you had happened to incur. And so I think that, so you got to do that and read some positive stuff. You must whatever, some positive, maybe certain what do you call, biographies, or some spirituality may also help. So somewhere you talk to your friends who pep you up, your close friends who can talk to you some positive aspects, and that will lift your moral, and you are again standing tall in front of everybody. So this is how I would suggest you should follow. And is that okay? Afrin, who was the question? That one? Afrin, is that
Yes, sir,
okay?
she's
Is that
posted.
okay for you? Does it give you enough idea about the? Hello?
Yes, sir, she's posted in the chat box.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Very good.
Haji.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah. Any more questions, students? Okay. So in that case, shall we wind up, sir, for today?
Yeah. So thank you very much. I must thank everyone. Students, I hope you benefited. I know this is not as good a situation where we have a physical, offline class where we can see each other, talk to each other. You can, and we may have more time. So I think all right. So thank you very much, Lala Latpat Rai, Professor Pandit, and Professor Vishakha as well. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to interact and share my knowledge. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead, Vishakha madam.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed a very, not just, I would say, insightful, but yes, I mean, they've got enough food for thought today, I would say. So
Okay,
many
wonderful.
values. You very beautifully delineated the difference between values and ethics, and then the way you covered the basic ethics everyone should have. So you've given them a good introduction. I mean, during their lectures, we tell them what are the professional or the hard skills they need to know. Now, this is even under soft skills, this is one of the areas which is not so much talked about. I mean, we talk about external behavior. You should be polite, you should be gentle, but internally, what should be your guiding force or your way of thinking, or how should you decide your uh, amongst challenging situations is where this thing comes. So, this is at the very kind of backstage or back end, which not everyone
Yes,
looks often
yes,
at.
true.
But then you very beautifully highlighted the importance and also in the direction in which their thoughts should be going, and this is universal.
Yes,
I mean, it's something standard. The ethics you covered are standard. Every organization wants those from their employees. So thank you so much for that, sir.
I have only one
And
closing one point which I missed telling you all.
yes,
Meditation is the most to all the students. Meditation is the most powerful way to strengthen the mind because if we say the mind is the only performer. This my body is not doing anything when I study or when I do a work. Body is of course required to reach there, but the all the work is being done by the mind to strengthen the mind to change your habits. Your meditation is the only technique which can help you. So I very strongly suggest you must with your circle, with your guidance, with the guidance of Vishaka madam and your other friends, please, you must go and learn meditation. That's the best way to, and I'm telling out of my experience. So I was also like one of you without any knowledge of meditation, but whatever that rebound, what I'm talking, the big part has come from meditation. So the meditation will rebound, will give you a rebirth in your life. If you are the best student, then you will go to the moon. If you are kind of a okay, then you will reach the highest of orbits. All the best to all of you. Okay.
yes, thank
So
you,
that's all
sir.
from my side,
Thank you
ma'am.
once again. And as this is the very last day of our certificate course, I would also want to place on record my gratitude and sincere thanks to our management and principal ma'am for their constant support and all the facilities and guidance that they have provided. In fact, it was our principal ma'am who suggested the topic. She said this is something our students should be oriented towards. Circumstantially, she has not been able to join us for the session, but I know her blessings and wishes are always with us. So thank you to ma'am as well. I also thank all the faculties and all the volunteers who helped us in organizing these sessions, student volunteers, and last but not the least, all the student participants for your consistent presence over the entire week of the course and your feedbacks. So thank you so much. We end with the sessions of the certificate course today. Your assignments, quiz, your feedback is what will complete your certificate course and entitle you for the certificate. So before I share the feedback link, I request everyone to please turn on your camera quickly so that we can take a memory pick and then we move towards the submission part. Okay, so I'm clicking it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, going to the second screen. Done. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone. So, thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. All the best to everyone. All the best to you, ma'am.
Sir, you said something. I missed it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. I said, okay. All
Hanji, thank you. Yes, yes, sir.
the best. Okay.
Yes, sure.
So
We would
shall I
like to have
close?
you
Okay.
someday in person, sir.
Yeah, it will be my pleasure. Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Thank
yes.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Just a sec, students. It's in my chat. So I'm first posting the quiz link for today, and along with that, as I had informed in the group, it's compulsory for you to fill the feedback form as well, the overall feedback form. Yes, so please go ahead, and after that you can leave the room.